Hi everyone, it's Grace, and I'm here to talk about making pom-poms that don't fall apart. I have pom-pom makers, and every time I made a pom-pom, I'd follow the instructions and wrap it around, tie it as tight as I could, and then I would take my pom-pom out and think, oh, look at this. And then this happened. I'm like, no, my pom-pom's falling to pieces. And I would try over and over and over again. I tried tying it as tight as I could. It happened to big ones, little ones, and I got to the point, I'm like, I'm not making any more pom-poms, forget it. You want a pom-pom on your hat? Sorry. Just coming out in clumps, even after I cut it. It's just coming all to pieces. So I want to show you, I did a little experimenting because I want to start attaching pom-poms to twiddle muffs. And I cannot have them coming out when I have a dementia or Alzheimer patient or someone with ADHD or anxiety. When they're twiddling, they start pulling that apart, it's gone. And what if they put it in their mouth? Or, anything could happen. So I was on a quest to find the best way to make pom-poms so they wouldn't fall apart. What I'm going to be showing you is using the Clover pom-pom maker, but you can use this with any type of way you do your pom-poms. So let's get started. Nothing else to really say. So I have made all different sizes of pom-poms, and here's one. Doesn't come apart, okay? This one's nice and sturdy. Let me show you how to do those. We're going to start. Nobody around here wants to watch me wrap pom-pom makers, all of these pom-pom makers. So I've gone ahead and I've wrapped and I've cut them. I have one that I'm going to show you how to wrap one side, but I don't want to bore you to tears. So I'm going to put the camera down a little bit so you're looking at my hands, and hopefully this is going to work for me and I can show you what to do. Okay. Alright, here is my pom-pom maker. I've wrapped it up. The next thing I'm going to do, usually you take a piece of yarn, you wrap it, and you tie it in a knot. Well, I have found crochet thread. This is a size number 3. It doesn't matter as long as it's tough enough and it's not going to break. It has no give to it. So I have found that if I use that and I tie it a certain way, it works much better. So let me show you. Okay, take this, put it in that groove, just like you always would do, and pull it like that. Then you're going to tie a half knot. Pull it real tight, okay? This one you got to pull real tight. And with this string, you don't have to worry about it breaking. Then just kind of flip it over to this side and do the same thing. We're going to do a half knot. Then we're going to do a full knot. Then I'm going to turn it over again, and I'm going to do a full knot on the other side, just to make sure it's holding all of that together. So here we go, making these knots. I have made so many knots over the last week or so, my hands were getting so sore. But I have found some other ways that you will not have to be doing this, and I'm really excited about it. So let's get that done. Now, once you've done that, you want to find the little feet of your pom-pom maker and open it up. Okay? Let's get this side and let's open that up. Now before I take it out of there, I'm going to take these strings. We've tied them around this way. Now we're going to lay them across like this. One this way and one this way, because we're going to be doing some tying on that direction. But first, we need to take it apart. So pull that one off. See, I still have that thread there. And pull that one off. Now, you're going to take the thread just like this on your pom-pom, and it's not going to show when you tie this. It's going to sink down in there and you'll see. Okay, I'm going to tie a half knot. Okay, see, you can't see that in there. And then I'm going to make a full knot. Do that again. Tie it just like that. And there you get a knot. Now, you want to turn it over and do the same thing on this side. So pull these up. Now, I know you're thinking, oh my God, that is just too much. Well, it's better than your pom-pom falling apart, but I think I'm going to show you some other ways that are easier than this. Okay, so you take it, pull it tight, and then make you a knot on this side. And that's all there is to it. You're done. Now, when I go to pull them out, you'll see they are in there. They're not pulling out like those other ones did. I don't have strands coming out. Now's the time where you can take your scissors and give it its little haircut and make it nice and pretty. Whoops. Like something like this. I cut all of those stray ends off and you come up with something like this. This one I did with a string, and it held together very nicely. It still could use a little bit of a haircut, but it looks okay. I did this one with just a string. Okay, I'm going to pull you up a little bit now so when I'm showing this part. I did this one with a string, and it's holding together well, but I had to pull so hard on this, it was hardly worth it. I did this with a string. I did this one with a string. See how well they're holding together? And you just tie it. But like I said, here's some more that I did. You can make your pom-poms look any way you want, but these did not fall apart. But they are hard on your hands after a while. So I was sitting there pulling these, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hurting. This is killing my hands. And my husband's sitting over there going, what are you doing? I said, I'm making pom-poms, and these things won't stay together. He said, I know, there's a better way to do that. And I'm like, thinking to myself, what do you know about crafting? And he told me his idea, and I'm like, all right, whatever, let's try it. So I did, and I'm going to show you what he came up with, and it is brilliant. I just love this one. This is probably my favorite one. Okay, I have the second to the smallest one here, and you could do this with a string, but again, you got to pull that sucker tight. This is what he came up with. Now, my husband, I call him the tie strap king. Yeah, we're talking tie straps that you put together and cinch it closed. Now, when you use a tie strap, you see how one side is sticking out? You don't want to put your piece through there. You want to put it through this flat side. So when you go to cinch it up, you're going to put it in this way. Put it in there. I don't want to put it too far. I'll never get it back out. So you're putting it in there. Now, let me show you how to do it with the pom-pom. It's already wrapped up. I've already cut it. Now let me show you how to put it on there. Let me put you back down and see if I can't show this to you where you can see it okay. Okay, here is my pom-pom maker. here's the tie strap. What I'm going to do first, because I want to have a string to hang things from with my pom-pom, in case I want to put it on something, I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of yarn. And I'm just going to, you don't have to use brute strength on this part. You're just going to put it in there like you would normally for these little suckers. And let's see if we can do this. I'm all fumbly fingers. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to tie a knot. I don't have to just pull this so hard that I'm afraid it's going to break. I'm just going to pull it just a bit, just so I have these strings. If you don't need the strings on there, then don't use it. But I like to be able to tie it onto things or sew it onto something. So there it is. Now let's take my tie strap. Okay, you're going to go through this little crevice. Okay, you're going to put your tie strap in there. Just stick it down in there. It is going to pull your pom-pom maker apart just a little bit because it's a little bit thicker than yarn. Okay, see how I've done that? Now, I want to make sure that I'm putting it through that flat side. And when I pull it, you're going to hear it make a zipping sound. Now, while I'm doing this, I like to make sure it stays in the same area as the yarn. So, I go like this. If you don't hear a zipping sound, you're not doing it right. You've got it in the wrong way. There we go. I keep moving it around. Now, I'm going to take it off, and then I'm going to zip this thing up as tight as I can get it. Okay, here we go. Pull that thing apart and pull. Okay. Now, once you've done that, these aren't going to come out. They're not coming out. Okay, let me put you back up again so I can show you. Whoops. Hi again. I didn't go anywhere. Now, this, unless you just want to hang it off of something using this thing, what I do is I get as close to that little square thing and I flip it off. Let's throw pom-poms around, pom-pom makers around. I'll get that later. So I'm putting it down as close as I can get it to that, and I just snip it off. And here it is. Now it's time where you can start giving it a little haircut. I do this into a waste basket because then I can pour this into a bag, and these little tiny pieces can be used for birds to make nesting material with. Because it's tiny, it won't get wrapped around their feet. So birds love to use things like dog fur. So I'm just cutting. I'm gonna stop there because I've got some other ones to show you, but I just cut around and around and around. So you can see that. Now here's some more that I have made using the tie straps. There's one. You can't see that tie strap anywhere. And I used that on the blue pom-pom maker. These work really good on the bigger ones. Okay, here's another one. And the reason I haven't taken this one off yet is I thought a cool idea is if you were doing craft shows, you could take this and you could hot glue that end in there. And this could be like little girls could use like rah, 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 like they're little cheerleaders. I made this one that looks more like a pom-pom for a cheerleader, and I left it out. I'm going to cut those off later. I just wanted to show you an idea that you might want to use. So you can do it in school colors. These all were done with the tie strap. I'm pulling hard. they're not coming out. Same thing here. These are not coming out at all. This one I cut to make it look soft and fluffy. The other one I just left like that. Here's another one. I just left, I haven't done anything with this one. This was before we decided about putting the string on it. So this is what it looks like if you don't put the string, but you could use this to hang on things. Okay, here's one more. Well, I did several using the tie strap method because it was so easy and I wasn't killing myself. So I'm loving the tie strap a lot. So that one is a great one. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to do another tie strap on this one. So in case you want to see, okay, does it work on one that's a little bit larger? Yes, it does. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm going to show you. Okay, again, you're going to take your tie strap. You're going to, I want to put a piece of yarn first because I want to use it to hang. These could be used to make pom-pom blankets. Rugs, I've seen a lot. Those are real popular. So if you wanted to do a pom-pom blanket and not worry about it falling apart, this would be perfect. Tie straps are very, very cheap. I ordered 300 of them from Amazon, and they come in clear colors. They come in black. Okay, I'm just tying the string on there is all I'm doing right now. So I can even do it up here because I don't have to worry about it getting just super, super tight. Okay, so there it is. Now, I take my tie strap. Got a yellow one here. Okay, I want to leave my string, pull that over to the side. Take your tie strap. Remember, it needs to go through this flat side when you put it in. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull it up through here. Make sure that my string is on the top. Pull it up in there. Okay, remember your pom-pom is going to come apart just a little bit. Whoop. Excuse me. I'm the biggest klutz on the face of this earth. In fact, sharp objects are dangerous to be around me. So when I was cutting some of these pom-poms, the threads, yes, I have snipped myself. The dumbest thing I did was I had a box cutter and I thought, oh, I'm going to cut this yarn strip. Yeah. I also got my finger along with it. You can't really tell, but I thought it was never going to stop bleeding. I'm going to put you down because it's hard to do this in the air. Okay. So here is my, I usually just lay it in my lap. That's the way I'm used to doing them. So, put that in there. Here we are. Popped open just a little bit so I can pull it on around. And you can get these longer. I might need to use a longer one for this one, in fact. That's what I'm going to do. See, they come in very long sizes, and I'm going to go ahead and use this one because I'm tired of messing with it. And it's going to be the same way. You're going to do it through that flat end. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use the bigger one. Stick it in there. I bought a package of 300 of different sizes from Amazon. If your husband is into building things, he may have tie straps lying around. Okay. There it is. And it's easier when you use one a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to put it through. I'll put you back up now that it's in there. I'm sorry if I'm making you sick, putting you up and down, up and down, up and down. But I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to put it through this right here. Okay, here's my string. So I'm just going to pull it on around. Then I'm going to twist it so that little square thing is close to my string. I don't know. I just do it that way. Okay, Now I'm going to pull it tight. You can hear that thing just ripping in there. When I take it off, do that right now. Take those little feet, pull it off. Take this side, take it off, pull them apart, and finish cinching it down. Okay? Cinch it on down, and then, unless you just want this for any reason that you might think of, you're just going to snip it off. Take it and snip. There we go. And then you can cut your pom-pom. And to get the colors like I did here, I just wrapped pink and then I wrapped another color on top. If I cut it, it would look much better, but you don't want to sit here and watch me wasting my time and your time cutting that. The next one I'm going to show you, some of you may have seen before, and it's using a hot glue gun. But I'm not just going to use a hot glue gun. I'm going to use that plus the tie strap. And I use that when I use my jumbo size pom-pom maker. Here's one of my jumbo ones. And I used, on this one, I used my hot glue and then put a strap around it. If I'd left the strap on there, this is done actually in our school colors. If I'd left the strap, I could have just put it over and it could be like a pom-pom for, like, if those of you who are doing craft shows, that might be something you could try. I don't know. Now, I only did one side of this because I need to show you how to do the gluing on this side. Now, I've got my two balls. I held two strands at one time. For one thing, it makes it go faster, and it also makes a pretty color. So, I'm just going to put these on the floor, and yeah, wouldn't you know it, I'd drop the whole thing down there. I'm sorry, my tutorials are not the greatest. I'm learning, I guess, as I go along. But for those of you who have not used a Clover pom-pom maker, you just open it up and you're going to lay your strings down like this. This is what I do. Okay, I got cut off, so let me start that again. You're going to lay your strings down like this and start wrapping. Okay, I'm going to wrap. When you get under these, around these little feet, make sure it doesn't go over it. And just keep wrapping. Okay, I'm going to wrap all the way to the other side. So, when you're making these, you want these to be fat. You want fat pom-poms. You don't want a little skinny mini. You want them to be fat. You don't want a donut shape with a little dip in the center. You want a big fat cream puff. So we want to wrap it real well. Now, when I have it wrapped all the way here, I'm going to take my glue gun, oops, and I am going to put glue right here in the center. Now, normally I would only use this, as I said, to do the jumbo one. The tie strap will hold. Yeah, I'm dangerous with any kind of tool. Yeah, I drip glue on my finger. I've been doing this now for I don't know how long, practicing with the glue gun, and have not burnt myself once. But yeah, let me get on the camera and let me go at it because I'm so graceful. Yeah, that I was named well. And while I'm wrapping this, I can tell you how I actually got my name. Okay, let me put some more glue right here, just in case you're interested. When my mom and dad married. They had both been married before. My mom was a widow. My dad was divorced. And they were both older. And my dad had been an alcoholic for years. When my mom became pregnant with me, my mom pretty much gave him the, you will stop drinking or I will leave. Okay. While I'm talking, let me put a little more glue and see if I can do that. So, he quit cold turkey. Just stopped. And when I was born, he was, I think, terrified since he was older and he'd been an alcoholic. He'd never had kids before. When I was born and I was healthy and normal, he said it was by the grace of God that I was a healthy and normal baby. So that's where I got my name. So for the longest, I didn't like my name because nobody had the name Grace. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds like some old lady. But it has, I think, a wonderful meaning behind it that my dad named me that. Okay. Now I'm going to put my last little dab of glue, and you can see that I have wrapped and wrapped and wrapped until I have made this really fat. You want to make it just as fat as you can, going straight across. And this is on any size of your pom-pom makers. You want to make it real fat. Okay, so there it is. I want to stick my fingers in the glue again first. Let me just do that one more time. Good job, Grace. Okay. Now, let me close it. The first time I did this, I'm like, what if I have glued my yarn into this pom-pom maker? Boy, am I stuck. Okay, now for those of you who've not used one, what you have to do is, okay, I call these little feet because they go up and down, and this I call the back side. And this is where I want to put my scissors to cut it. I recommend strongly that you have very sharp scissors to do this so that you are not going to break your hands and be having curse words flying all over the house. Okay, so there's one side cut. Now, there's the feet. I'm going to go to the back end and go up that crevice in the back. Kind of like a little hiney. Just going up that little crevice. You're just cutting right up in there. Yeah, I've cut a few pom-poms, and I'm telling you, I'm so sick of cutting. But I have been thrilled to find these ways, so now I can make my little muffs and not worry about them falling apart. Now for this big one, of course, I want to use a larger, my finger hurts. I want to use a larger tie strap. So here we go. I'm going to take it, put it down here at the bottom. I've got the flat side facing up because that's the side I want. And remember, it is going to pull your pom-pom maker apart a little bit, but that's what you want because it ain't gonna fit in there. It's a little fat. It's fatter than your yarn. So I kind of go sideways in there if I can't get it through. Okay, now once you put it inside that little, y'all know what I forgot, don't you? I forgot my string. And my battery's about to run out. I can see it flashing at me. So let me see if I can hurry up and do this. Tie my string on there. I thought I had a lot more time left on this battery, but I guess not. Okay, tie string. So you can still do it. Okay, there we go. There's the string. I'm going to tie it tight. Take it off. Pull those feet up. Ah, that battery's in red and it's flashing at me. Stop it. Stop it. You're making me so nervous. Pull it apart. Pull that thing, ratchet it on down, and you're done. And this baby I don't care which, it is not going to come apart. It's not going to come apart at all. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. I want to get off of here before I completely go plunk. Be looking for an over 1,000 subscriber giveaway coming up probably this Friday. So, talk to you later, guys. Bye.